Listen closely, because what I'm about to share will shift the way you think about power, presence, and control. What if I told you, the moment you quietly step away from her life, not with anger, not with drama, but with calm, unwavering strength, something unexpected begins to happen. She feels it, not respect, not understanding, but need, because you became something she never thought you could be. Unreachable, in a world where men throw themselves at women for attention, validation, scraps of affection. You became the one who walked away, and that changes everything. If you've ever felt taken for granted, if you've ever given everything and still felt invisible, then this is for you. Comment below, I choose strength, because that's what this is about. Choosing strength over attention, purpose over pleasing, power over chasing. Most men, they don't understand the cost of always being available until it's too late. Until the woman they wanted stops looking, until the texts go dry, until the energy shifts, and it hits like a truck. Why? Because you were taught to give more, to be the nice guy, to check in, to never let her feel distance. But here's the truth, doing less often makes her feel more. We live in a time where men are starving for guidance, scrolling endlessly, searching for answers, stuck between confusion and pain, wondering why the woman they gave their heart to drifted away. Here is the truth. She didn't lose interest because you were lacking. She lost interest because you were too predictable, too easy to read, too accessible. This isn't just dating advice, it's a life code, a principle rooted in the core of Stoicism. It's about mastering your emotions, detaching from outcomes, living a life that pulls people toward you. Through character, not desperation. Day 1, the first 2 days, she notices nothing. You wake up and something shifts inside you. You don't text her. You don't check if she liked your post. You don't reach out, not because you hate her, but because you finally chose yourself. And while you breathe, rediscovering life before you made her the center of your emotional universe. She scrolls through her feed, casually sipping coffee, barely noticing. That is the moment that burns the most. Not anger, not heartbreak, just your quiet absence. Every part of you hopes she senses the change, that maybe she feels that something valuable is missing. But she doesn't. Not yet. Attention is like background noise, always there. Men flood her inbox, validate selfies, double tap stories. She doesn't notice when one man stops. Here's what most men fail to understand. Her silence doesn't mean you don't matter. It means she is used to abundance and hasn't yet realized scarcity is coming. She thinks she has time. She assumes you're just another man playing emotional hide-and-seek. She's not in pain. Not yet, because this isn't a game. It's you, choosing yourself. You feel every hour that passes. A small victory against the part of you trained to beg, to chase, to give without return, even if she appears unfazed. The ripples have begun. Not in her world, but in yours. You are shifting from the man who needed her to the man who remembered he never did, and that is sovereignty. Day 3 to 5. She begins to notice. It starts subtly. A song, a smell, a sudden pause in her feed. She wonders, where is he? She shrugs it off. She's seen this before. Men go quiet, fold within days, then return. But you are different. You vanished. Without begging, without explanation, without needing to prove you exist, and that triggers something she didn't expect. A subtle tension in her chest, a nervous curiosity. She checks her phone. More often, she scrolls past your name, pretending not to care, but her body betrays her. This is no longer silence. It is a void, a space where your attention used to be. And nature hates a void, especially one that fed her ego. She flips through old chats. Not the sweet messages, but the ones where you checked in, where you cared, without expectation. She remembers. She feels the absence. And with it, uncertainty. Day 6 to 9. Curiosity intensifies. She wakes up, instinctively reaches for her phone. Not for alarms, not for weather, but for a notification, a name. Yours, but you are gone. No likes, no views, no engagement. She brushes it off, scrolls through her feed, answers messages, posts filtered smiles, but something is missing. And for the first time, she can't name it. It's not you being present, it's you being absent. Not out of anger, not out of manipulation, but because you are no longer available, emotionally. That disruption sends ripples through her comfort zone. She was used to predictability, counting on your replies, the timing of your messages, the rhythm of your attention. Now, nothing. You have gone from predictable to mysterious, from accessible to untouchable, and that triggers obsession. Day 10 to 13. Her ego begins to crack. Every woman carries an unspoken script, where she always has the upper hand, where she expects you to wait, to orbit, to need her. But you step out. You refuse to follow the script, and something inside fractures. Not her heart. Her pride. She starts noticing every detail, every time you listened without needing anything in return, every moment you stayed calm, while she assumed control, those things she took for granted. Now haunt her. She won't admit it, not to herself, not to anyone, because to confess would be to admit she underestimated your value. You are quiet, but she feels it. You are calm, but she notices. You are untouchable, but she fears it. Day 14 to 17. She tests you, not directly. Never directly. A new picture, a quote, a location tag. Emotional landmines. Carefully designed. To pull you back. To test if you break, you don't. You hold your ground. Your life moves forward, without needing her approval, and she begins to unravel, quietly, subtly, internally. Day 18 to 23. Obsession grows. She laughs with friends, but something interrupts. A song, a scent, a memory of your calm presence. She can't explain it. She tries, but your absence now owns space in her mind. She checks your profile every day. First thing in the morning, last thing at night, not to reconnect, but to measure, to understand, to see what she lost. Days 24 to 29. You become unforgettable, not because of drama, not because of words, but because of presence and absence. You rewrote the way she sees value, connection, authenticity, and nothing else compares. Days 30 to 35. She tries to chase, not out of love, out of control, out of habit. Every attempt, subtle, indirect, but you remain grounded, unmoved. You've passed every test, not just hers, but your own, because only a man anchored in himself walks away with dignity, without anger, without begging. You are untouchable, you are unforgettable, and you are free. If you've understood this, comment, I am untouchable, because this is your power, your clarity, your turn to rise, and now the choice is yours, to repeat the cycle or to break it forever.